Hi, my name is Leslie Killen. I'm the director of the Center for Documentary Expression and Art, and it's my pleasure to introduce the Brighton High School video. This video represents the 10th anniversary of our Sacred Images, a vision of Native American rock art artist in residence program. This unique and three-part arts education program uses a Native storyteller, a Native spiritual leader, and a muralist to guide Utah students to connect with the state's petroglyphs and pictographs, the work of its first visual artists, and then to use their residency experiences and personal visions to create a mural. We are deeply grateful for the continuing partnership of Utah educators and the commitment of our residency staff, and also the continuing engagement and creativity of Utah students. Together, we're able to keep this wonderful project going. So thank you.
Since the beginning of the Sacred Images Project, I've been the story or narrative voice working with students as we explore these stories, these images from the history and past. A people who forget their ancestors soon forget their descendants, and a people who forget the land soon forget both, So I think the best we can connect across generations, across disciplines, across cultures in this landscape, that holds the answers. It meets all of our needs. Everything we need is given to us by this. And so how nice and how wise to go back to the source.
You're in a holy place. This is a church. Some people have marble steeples. Well, look at these. These are all steeples. And so it is a holy place. It's Mother Earth's church. And for Native people, that's what we are. You're in a place now where you're going to go up through these different canyons and you're going to look at some of that rock writing.
I'm not a really outdoorsy person, so the physical traits of the area that we were in, it was mesmerizing. The sun would hit the rocks and make a certain pattern would be beautiful, and there was so many layers on the rocks too. It was amazing.
Just being in the environment and seeing what these people actually created, where they created it, and standing where these artists must have once stood was incredible to me, and it really made me appreciate this art more than I ever thought I would.
There was one, it was like an eagle man. It was big and it had the head of an eagle and the wings, but it had a torso. It had a torso of a man and then feet of an eagle.
Was just really special. We all felt similar things. We all felt a closeness with everyone in the group that we hadn't felt before. We all felt like we could hear the quiet of the canyon more, and we could we just felt ourselves in the canyon more.
I prefer to be alone when I'm doing my art and everything, so it was new to go on this field trip first and get to know all these people that I never really spoken to because I'm kind of shy sometimes.
It was weird. We were just sitting on the bus and I'm like, wow, I've noticed you guys in school, but I've never talked to you. And just overnight, I think, we just all clicked. On the bus, we all talked to each other. We just kind of became a family.
Being able to be with people that I had never actually met before and being able to kind of forge these friendships, it was amazing to me. Just because everybody was having the same experience I was, being in this culture and understanding it, and I think, were all just as amazed as I was, and I think that really brings people together.
The field trip did help me meet a lot of new people, and I liked it because now when we're at school, it's I see someone that I talk to on the field trip and I'm like, hey, what's up? And then they're like, oh yeah, you're from the field trip, and we talk now.
After going on the field trip, I kind of became quite passionate about the idea behind this mural of expressing like who we are and what we are and sort of the history behind that.
Being part of the Sacred Images residency has been a really interesting experience. I've learned a lot from the rock art since we went on the field trip, and find ways in which I could incorporate new techniques and to find familiar ways in which I could allow the students to express.
In the production of the mural, we used a variety of tactics. The first thing that we did was build a background for the piece.
So the kids in the commercial art class, they use Photoshop to design the background and make a collage. Miguel talked about the mural and thinking about the school, and then think about your community, think about the state, think about US, and then think about the world.
And so I kind of started out with pictures of like the Salt Lake City Library and pioneers, and then I spread out and started including like important historical figures like JFK and Martin Luther King Jr. and like Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and kind of important movements in history that have helped push us forward.
The background was developed over a couple of class periods by various students, and then from that point we printed them out in large sheets and laid it over our wood paneling, and we just built the rest of the mural from there.
So we came up with the theme of the mural with a lot of help from everyone else. Miguel really wanted to incorporate like everyone, so he had us give like just little gesture sketches of what we wanted to do. We would look up like Aztec prints and Ute prints and Navajo prints that would be used in the culture.
I began by just kind of looking into a bunch of different kinds of Native American art, specifically the Ute and Hopi tribes. And I incorporated some of the designs and patterns into the general shape of what the mural was going to be. It was that, and then the sort of dynamic swirling patterns that we found to be common among the Hopi people. And we basically laid those on the outside of the project.
One of the things that really got my attention was the freedom of the pattern on the sides, this waves of the Hopi tribe, right? And how they were flipped around almost, and they do like this dynamic shape all across the design. I thought that was really nice.
I think the impact on the school is actually going to be I think it'll be really interesting, because we do have a large variety of students here, and we don't really like acknowledge it, I guess. And this will be the first kind of project that will really acknowledge all the different cultures and like ethnicities of people that we have here.
I certainly hope it puts across the message that we tried to put into it about who we are, where we're from, where we're going even. And at the very least, I hope that the mural can inspire kinship among us.
What is really cool about it is the fact that it did bring all these students together, students that I'd never seen myself working with or have even met before. And we all had a common goal and we all worked on something. And I think it's awesome to say like, hey, I was a part of that with all my like school peers, and we all left our mark at the school.
I hope that this project will be a piece in sort of putting us together, connecting us both to our past, to nature, and to each other.
Yo.